Hello, everybody. My name is Jose Pareda. This is my presentation for Bio 282. My presentation is on bird populations and their decline in North America. This is an analysis on media coverage of sciences, and this is for Arizona State University. So the article that I chose was from the Wall Street Journal, and it was covering the decline of bird populations in North America over the past couple decades. And this article is about the effects of climate change and mass urbanization on bird populations in North America. It also goes over the impacts of fracking and other forms of oil drilling and gas collection, natural gas collection, that leaves many areas inhospitable, as well as deforesting a lot of areas that are prime with bird populations, which causes a lot of birds to be cut off from these regions, while others remotely stay the same. The primary article used in this Wall Street Journal's article is an article on fracking and environmental change versus bird populations. This was a study that was conducted or it goes over a study that was conducted in North Dakota about fracking over the years of 2003 and 2016, or up to 2016. And the source shows that fracking and other environmental altering processes to extract natural gases and oils have been shown to decrease bird populations because in the regions where fracking was most prevalent in North Dakota, as well as the operations were increasing, the populations of many bird species were drastically decreasing, which caused a lot of deforestation, which led rise to more profitable and larger fracking operations in those regions, which then led to even more deforestation and even larger fracking operations taking their place, which would obviously have a very negative impact on the bird populations. So, would this impact of fracking just be, or the root cause of what causes these bird populations to decline? Well, obviously not. Wind farms are a primary culprit of another source of where the birds could be dead or could be killed and could be a losing population, but this is actually proven to be false because the impact or the amount of birds that are killed by wind turbines is actually very inconsequential, even in the largest wind turbine fields in America. Uh, the biggest and most prevalent root cause is mass factories, as well as coal burning operations that leak CO2 into the air, as well as cause a lot of harmful waste dumping in many key water sources, as well as hospitable areas where birds and other animals will be living. And these mass productions and expansion of factories and other energy making and producing areas that burn coal and other fossil fuels tend to have a very harsh impact on the environment, rapid causing rapid heat increase, as well as unpredictable storms and a lot of temperature fluctuation that is both cold, very harsh cold and very hot at the same time. And the article also goes over the impacts of mass farming and its overall effect on the environment, along with very irresponsible waste dumps that occur around these factories and their operations. So the Wall Street Journal's take on this information was a bit of a miss. They did miss the point of what the article was trying to say. They did get the urbanization portion right, and how mass urbanization does contribute to the overall decline of bird populations, as well as climate change. And they did mention fracking, but they do mention the climate change and heat increase in North America. But what they don't address is mass oil drilling operations in the extent that the article does. They kind of gloss over it in the Wall Street Journal article. They don't mention the mass farming of of red meats through cows and other livestock, which produces a lot of CO2 emissions. And they also don't mention harmful waste dumps, like the article that they use does. And a lot of this information is very key to solving the issue of climate change, as well as the deforestation and a lot of land mass that's no longer hospitable for these birds, which causes their populations to decline over time. So why is this sort of review on the Wall Street Journal's article versus their primary source article important? Well, it has to do with information distribution, as well as making a knowledgeable populace. Knowing climate change and its effects on the future is crucial to, well, the future of both our children and the next generation of children that comes after. Because if this issue of climate change, where CO2 emissions are going up, is continued at the same rate that it is now, then many animal populations, not just birds, are going to suffer because of it. And we may not be able to see the world the same 200 years from now. And it's really important to have these articles address all the facts and as accurately as possible, because these articles are always considered fact. And if they do get something wrong, they kind of have to be called on it. Otherwise, misinformation and a lot of fabricated articles can be spread around and distributed to a populace, making them a lot less knowledgeable on the issue at hand. My final thoughts are that a lot of these articles do get the point, and they do hit the marks that they're supposed to be hitting, but it seems that they do leave out a bit of crucial information, even if it is like a bit too lengthy of information to process, because the primary article was a very long 1,000, or it was a very long report on fracking and a whole bunch of environmental causes that decrease bird population. It is important to have a article produced by the news that is like as close to fact as possible, even if it does make it a bit longer than normal. And my credits and references are illustrations by me, script by me, narration by me, director is me, and the Wall Street Journal article that I used is right here, as well as the primary source article that was used for the Wall Street Journal article. And that was my presentation. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this isn't too long for the grading rubric to use. Thank you.